Hey everybody, it's Allie Edwards, and welcome to story number 24 in my December Daily Album for 2024. This is our kind of Christmas Eve story, this is our Christmas Eve story. And for this, I'm working off the back of story 23, which is the one where I did the small little details. And I'm going to pair this, I'm going to use the circle die cut page. I've been waiting to use this for a while. You can also see right now what I'm doing is I am cutting up a candy bag that my sister sent as a part of her Christmas gift this year. It's a great little candy store that has Swedish gummy candy, which I love the most. It's called Bon Bon, and it's in New York City. And so she sent this. And so I thought this would be a fun thing to add into my project. I talked a little bit about it a couple days ago. I'm using a very large 4-inch circle punch here. And the other photos that were punched out that are over on that circle die cut page, those are 3-inch photos. So I did that in a previous point in the process. So I have 5 of them. I think I'm going to add a 6th one on there. But before I do that, I am deciding to use this number stamp set to stamp and emboss the number 24 on top of the packaging here. I will end up backing this with a kind of a cardstock packaging piece, and then having journaling underneath it that will be on top of that green star pattern paper. So I'm just using gold embossing powder again. This is what you've seen me do multiple different times throughout this album this year and in past years. I think this is definitely when I tend to do the most embossing throughout the year. I'm using a little blue line, or the blue tape, blue transparent tape, blue temporary tape here to hold down my packaging that I am embossing on as I warm it up with the heat gun in order to melt it. Again, because this is a packaging and it's from a bag, it is definitely a thinner sort of paper, and so I needed to hold it down a little bit, and then that's also why I am going to end up stitching it onto a different kind of paper. So kind of laid it out there, seeing again what it looks like. You guys know how I like to lay things out to kind of get a bigger view. So this is the packaging. This is actually just the packaging for our 6x8 stamps. It has a pattern on it, but I didn't really care so much about the pattern. I was really more just looking for to add a little sturdiness. So I ran that through the sewing machine and stitched those two things together. Now I'm playing around with the placement of my circle photos. Before I do that, though, I am adding the last 2 entries into my table of contents. You'll see a photo of this in the December 25th, or my story 25 when that comes up. I also during the process of working on 24, I was also working a little bit on 25 or thinking about some of the photos, because I will be using the back of this die cut circle page. So I printed out 6 more photos that will be used for Christmas Day for the story number 25. So I'm just kind of punching those out right now. Again, these are 3x3 photos. So I cropped my photos to 3x3, and then I am using a 3x3 circle punch. And then for story 24 here, the one that I'm working on right now, I'm actually going to create twist opens. I guess we could call it that, using mini brad. So that's going to happen on this side. On the other side, when I work on story 25, I'm just going to be adhering them down. But because this side of the die cut page has these half circles, I liked the idea, at least for some of these, that I am going to attach with a brad my photo, and then I will just be making it so that they will slide open or twist open. So for these, I am using the paper piercer to punch the hole, and then small mini brads to hold them in place, and then I will be using a pen to write a couple sentiments and things on there. I do have, for 2 of the photos, the 2 photos that overlap the ring holes, those ones I'm just going to adhere down on there. This one here of Aaron in our bedroom doing some present prep, we're going to put that one on there. And so the holes and the brads are in different locations. So a couple of them are at the top, one of them's at the side. This was fun to just have kind of a variety of different photos. Like think about close-ups on, like I have a close-up of a drink there, and I have a close-up on a present, and then I have another close-up on these other presents that we did, and on my twice-baked potatoes. So just like prep things that were happening Christmas Eve, and then I made a bundt cake too, which was really fun because I think I've done it before, but I've never made this particular one. This was a lemon bundt cake, and it turned out really delicious, and everybody liked it, and people seemed surprised. So I think that my baking is mid. I'll just say that. All right, so then I am using a pen here to add in some words, and I'm just filling in the space. So I said drink bubbles because that's what I was doing right there. And I'm using this thicker pen, and then I'm going to come back in with a thinner pen and write a second line above it. This one's going to say wrap presents. So these are the things that we did on Christmas Eve. So it was just me and Aaron here on Christmas Eve. The kids came back on Christmas Day, and so we had time to putter around and do our wrapping and plan out we'd already planned our presents, but execute our presents. So we've been doing some creative packaging the last couple of years. Last year, you guys might remember, some of you will remember that we hung like playground balls from our ceiling that we had cut open and added gift cards to, and then closed them back up. And so then the kids, we hung them from the ceiling. We did this whole fun thing. This year, because almost everyone is driving, Anna will be driving in February, we actually bought gas cans. So we went to Walmart and bought empty gas cans. And then we filled those with candy and gas cards. That seemed to be one of the big things that people were wanting, gas cards. Some cash, depending on the kids. Some kids got more cash. Some kids got a few other different gifts that they wanted. We put small wrapped gifts if they would fit in there. So some of the makeup for the girls. So candy, cash, gift cards, gas cards this time, and then small wrapped presents all fit in there. We did end up like cutting open the gas cans with, Aaron used an electric saw thing to cut them open. So it made them not usable anymore, which we knew that was going to happen. It was part of how we planned our budget related to the presents. But it was a really fun way to present these kinds of gifts where it's not, we don't have a bunch of wrapped presents for everybody. It's kind of not the vibe that we're going for here any longer. But it's fun to have something that's kind of creative. The kids laugh about it. They're curious about what we are doing, and it is a kind of a fun new tradition to have started. And so basically what I was just talking about, that right there, is essentially what I wrote on my journaling, like what we planned, how we wrapped our gift this time, and those kinds of things, and talking a little bit about cooking and that. So this, I printed this out. It's in a 4-inch circle shape, so I knew the shape going into this in advance, and this will then live underneath my 24 packaging circle, and I'll use a brad on here. So this will also be a twist up or twist open to reveal the journaling, just like that. Yep. So that'll get adhered onto the back. I think I said this already, but I'm using the Christmas Time is Here. This was a 10x8 transparency. I'm going to use that on this page. There were so many good elements in our collection this year, and I simply couldn't get all of them used, even though I had other ones that I really liked that I wanted to use here as well. So those I will most likely do a video. I think I did a video last year where I was like putting things away and deciding what things I wanted to keep and what things I wanted to let go of. My position is a little unique only because I will have a whole new collection next year of stuff as well. You guys get how it goes. All right, so this is story 24. I'll be back with story 25 soon.